Alrighty, welcome. I used to do a lot of streaming when I had a game company, but these days I have an AI company, and I haven't did not transition over as a Twitch streamer with agency ownership. But today I'm starting some videos, so I hope these will be interesting and valuable. I just came back from San Francisco. I did there a workshop really, on AI workflows. I think it went really well. I got good feedback, made some good connections with people. Bureau of Digital, love that group. People are really authentic and real. So I think that's just like so valuable right now. There's so many networking groups where it just stays kind of a little artificial. So it's nice to just be able to dial right in. And it's really hard to beat person-to-person, face-to-face meetings, um, even though I love doing things online too. But anyway, what we're seeing here on my screen, this is Cursor for those of you who are technical. And I have a bit of a different setup in Cursor than most people would think or use it for. Using it, in this case, just for my business. It has all my data, my entire data moat, so to speak, of myself as the CEO in Fountain City. We just launched a new business this week, testfox.ai, for AI testing. And one of the things I've been considering right now, since we pivoted into AI or AI first company since October in 24, is how does moving into AI sit with our former reality where we were a digital agency? So I'm making the leap here to transition the whole company over to be AI solutions. So Fountain City is going to be doing AI solutions, and TestFox is doing AI testing. They work together as partners, even though they're two different companies. And so, I have all this information in my local brain. I'm going to probably do a different video when I go into deeper, but, inside of here, I have, all our brand identity, our company for our values, sales strategy is just everything's in here. And so trying to think, like going into all of that and trying to figure out how to change, I don't know, 20, 30, maybe it's not 20, 30 files, but it's at least 10, and have them all be updated to really make it clear that we're going to be promoting ourselves as an AI solutions company. It's a lot of edits, a lot of changes. I also want to record the chronology of that. And so there's a trick you can do, and this works also with programming. Instead of asking the AI to do all the changes in one go, what I like to do, I think I saw this online somewhere and it works from someone else. You ask the AI first to create a checklist. So you can see here there's phase one, create these files. Phase two, I'm right in the middle of it. I'm about to accept these check marks that have been checked. But I ask the AI to create this checklist of all the different steps it's going to do. And I've been chatting with my AI to review this and make sure I agree with all these steps. And then once it goes, and then I'm doing it now as a phased approach. Each phase executes. During each phase, if I see I need to interrupt, change text, whatever, I'll go in. Each of these phase steps takes long enough that I can go off to maybe grab a cup of water or something like that. Maybe it's not long enough to make some coffee because I do slow pour, but it can run in the background, and while these things are running, I can be doing something else, and then come back and I just have to read the results of what's going on. There are still things I'm seeing in the output that need to be adjusted that I'm actually not fixing right away, and the main reason for that is that I do want it to go through with the current knowledge it has and its ideas about it, meaning in this case Claude Sonnet. I want it to go through and make these changes primarily from the position that it sees, which is looking at a lot of the other existing documents in the framework. I know that once this is done, I'm going to also educate my virtual CEO, my Cursor Claude environment, about some of the additional changes that are happening as part of this focus. And once I do that, I'll ask it to again make a checklist, and it probably won't be as much work but it'll be work again in many files to make those adjustments. Some of those adjustments are things like, minimum ideal project sizes, who on the team does what, because there's some little changes we're making, or little big, depends how you look at it, but there's some changes we're making as well in the organization in order to do this. But first I wanted to hit the messaging and make the adjustments to our products and services line. And, a lot of these products and services we already had, so it's more just focusing it right to the AI solutions. But but yeah, so here, for example, I said, in the beginning here, in October 25, we decided to add AI services, but keep digital marketing or digital agency. And then as of right now, today, August 21st, I'm asking the AI to make this shift. We're keeping existing clients. Nothing changes. I mean, we still have the same team, so there's no interruption of service. It's more just how we present ourselves on our website. And so, that's going to be a point that comes after this. So I want to be doing all of this first internally to get all my branding, my messaging, my vision, and all these things figured out. I'll also be doing conversation with my virtual CEO that's starting to really know me pretty well right now, because it starts to know my strengths and weaknesses as I've been using it for months now. And but yeah, once I have that, and then I'm going to also pull in the team, the real team, and talk with them about some of these things. And then, because I'm a very huge proponent of making processes be collaborative and co-owned by the team, because I want there to be felt ownership, like real ownership in our focus area, where we're going, what we're doing. I don't think our values are not necessarily changing. I think it's the same values. So again, it's just an alignment, but I still want team collaboration. And then from there, I can start to make some changes on the website. I might make some bigger changes to begin with, and then kind of collaborate with the team to refine it as we go. But the homepage is probably my first target, to just make it more clear how we're focusing in. So, but I don't want to do the website until I have all the materials done and I keep my virtual AI CEO up to date. So I guess there's a promise or a commitment I've made by taking all of my knowledge and all my data and storing it on this virtual AI environment, which is that I will keep it up to date, keep it current, and keep maintaining and using the system and keep improving it, and not bypassing it. Because if I start bypassing the process, bypassing my AI local environment, it's less likely to be useful weeks, months, years from now, right? So this is a very long-term commitment that I'm making to get all the business data, all my thoughts, feelings, ambitions, dreams, desires, but also everything about the company that I know, pulled in. And some of these documents aren't just written or generated; they're pulled in through integrations that we have with our calendar and email and our CRM system. We're using HubSpot and ActiveCampaign, our project management tools, right? It all, our meeting notes, our newsletters I write, it all kind of gets pulled into this one spot. It's not all written here; it's just kind of pulled into. So yeah, I guess I don't want to make this too long, so I'll just scroll down a little bit just to show. So here it's creating this checklist, which is this file. It's the first thing it did. It talked about all the different parts, and then I asked it to do phase 1, and then after it did phase 1, I said, let's move on to phase 2. That's exactly where I'm at right now, and it decided to record so I could share something. And so it made updates to the main service areas, the product services, company info fact sheets. So none of this is changing, right? We're still started in '98, S Corp in 2016 or late 2015. So those things aren't changing. I don't know why. Sometimes AI will remove lines and re-add them. I think here it's doing that. I checked, and I think it just got rid of this weird backslash in there that was in there. So yeah. It's going to be a little long for me to go through and read what it's doing here on camera, but I can show, because I need to actually read it, which is going to be cumbersome, but too slow, not interesting enough for you to watch. But here you can see, the steps that are going to be done. So marketing and positioning documents are going to be updated. Our internal operations and team document is going to have some Here's probably going to have to be a dialogue with the IA to answer questions it may have related to this. And then client pipeline, here we're going to just categorize current pipeline deals in which of the two they are in. I actually think that's going to be pretty easy because honestly, I think almost all our pipeline deals are all AI solutions right now. And then here we're going to document things for the AI that we're for the website that we want to update, and then some QA. And let's see, is there anything else to talk about down here? Yeah, it's mainly a quiet internal shift, right? I mean, obviously I'm making this video, but it's not something we need to make overly public, and it's just something that we're shifting and updating. So with that, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to do more explanations or demo of this internal system. You know, it's connected with MCP services to other sources, and I love the checklist because you get the AI to then create a plan, and then it follows its own plan, and then it checks off its own work, and you can do that. You can do far more complex operations with more accuracy in your results. The AI has a checklist that it can use to check its own work. That's really valuable. And for code, if doing refactoring, oh my God, like before I was doing this for code refactoring, it was a nightmare. So highly recommend it. All right, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'll have more videos to come.